Well, hello and welcome to Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre, and it's good to be back with you with the live Echo back chat again. How's it, Buzzy, Lynn, Hendo, Cameron? Good to see you guys, Lynn and everyone. Thanks for keeping the flags flying high while I've been away. Yes, I did not get to see our massacant. By a Mel Cook Sisters, Hendo. Cook Sisters, bro. Thank you, Buzzy. It's Cook Sisters that I went for, Hendo. I could not get enough Cook Sisters. That's what happened. So I don't have anything planned tonight. I am just going to chat and tell you about what happened. Milk tart. Thanks, Cameron. Yes, I did not get to see the man himself, unfortunately. Time was of the absolute essence. Yeah, no, Hendo, don't depress me anymore with that. Not with that, dude. Not with that. I was sick this morning at 12:10 when they finished off there. The Springboks really duffed it. I know I'd love to blame the ref. I'd love to blame I don't know how many other people. But oh man, it's a sore point. You know what? I hope somebody kicked Hendrick's ball because he kicked every ball that he got hold of as well. But yeah, that is what it is, unfortunately. And the New Zealand coach has his job still. So walk. But yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to see everybody. I think I must have lost at least 70% of my viewership in the process of not being back and not taking back last week either. I was just puchai, as they would say in Afrikaans, run down from my trip. That's what basically is. I'll get to chat to you about what I've seen, what I've experienced, what it was like. It was a brilliant emotional roller coaster, if I can put it to you guys that way. And I got to see many people, and I never got to see many people as well. Unfortunately, the two people that I did want to see in Port Elizabeth was Ronaldo and Allison. And we just, you know what, the cogs just didn't fall in there. So, yeah. Thanks, Buzz. You say I haven't lost any subs yet. Okay, thank you very, very much. After my boring chats and comparisons, I hope we can somehow get some more people chatting back. But yeah, it has been an absolute roller coaster of a ride. Fortunately, I still. Oh no, Alison is sick. Oh, that is terrible. She's still not well. Thanks. I really hope that she gets well. Alison, yes, holding fingers and thumbs for you. There we go. And I hope you're feeling better soon, because I know many challenges lying across your road there as well. And yeah, we start school tomorrow with all the kids. We've been at school this week as well, and it's been a challenging week as well again. But yeah, what can I say? I did enjoy the holiday. We pulled off here on the Thursday evening. Was it Wednesday evening? Wednesday evening. Shame. Yeah, I saw that one, Buzz. Thank you very, very much for, as I said, keeping that flag flying very high, and always, you know what, just being there for everybody. I know it takes a lot from you as well, and always being in there and filling the gap for everyone. It's good old Buzzy, Lynn, always standing in the gap for everyone. Thumbs up to you. Appreciate that very, very much so indeed too. But yeah, don't forget to catch my favorite peoples, Chris Wyatt on Chris White in Dalba, Africa. And now and again, I watch his rugby previews as well, except when the Springboks have lost. I don't want to hear anything about it. I see Morning Shot is a little bit more regular these days as well. And then, of course, one of my favorites, ons eie ma se kind, and it was very, very kind of him. As you can see here, I'm actually owing him a membership because he has already forwarded me the cap. We were staying at the Road Lodge, and we tried so hard, but I know he was like busy in meetings. I mean, even the Sunday, he ended up with a caucus having to be called into meetings and that. And we were staying on the Road Lodge the Tuesday night before flying out to Johannesburg. And he actually, I wasn't there because I had so much still to do and get along with. And he actually took the trouble of actually going there and dropping us off a cap and coasters over there. So, you know what? Mr. Ronaldo Gous, you are still a very good man. Thank you very, very much for the caps. I owe you a subscription, which I shall hopefully pick up this week so that I can pick up my life again as well. Yes, indeed. So, guys, don't miss Ronaldo. He should be on tonight later as well. So, yeah. Oh, it's DVD. D, thank you very much for watching my pups while we've been away. And taking care of business as usual. Yeah, old DVD's been here and looking after the house and the pups and everything. But yeah, I was dead tired on the Wednesday evening. I had hardly slept that week when we climbed onto the airport, got onto the airport, climbed onto Bangkok Air, which is actually a pretty nice airline, and we flew to Thailand from there. I sort of like half just slept and dozed that way. One of the cleverer things that we did is at the Thailand's airport in Bangkok, we actually booked a lounge, which you only allowed 2.5 hours, but we were there for like 5 hours. But we sort of like figured that we'd spend the first half an hour or so just getting off the plane and et cetera, which worked well. And then we went to the lounge, and there you've got, I think it was like $52 for the both of us, but we could eat and drink and as much as what we want to. There was food and ice cream and pastries and stuff, et cetera. And then you can go and sit in a real nice comfy chair and just sleep a bit. So we did so. And yeah, that passed quite a bit of time because I think it was like 10 to 1 in the morning that we got onto the cattle truck known as Ethiopian Airlines and flew out to Ethiopia. Now, yeah, I don't know why, but it just seems like the seats on Bangkok Air were bigger than Ethiopian Air, although it was supposed to be the thing. The food, Buzzy. If somebody says chicken or beef to me one more time, I'm going to slap them into next year. I'm telling you. No. And that was, yeah, that's just, Bangkok was nice, the food. Ethiopian Air seems to like have this like goulash mixed processed either chicken or beef with this rice and stuff. There's not a lack of food, but I'd probably say a lack of flavor type of thing in it or whatever. It's like this, like, yeah, there we go. We just keep feeding you. That's why I said it's like sort of cattle truck, you know, just keep feeding you. You're not too sure if you're going to end up at the abattoir of the next airport or whatever. Do you have a chicken on your lap? No. No, fortunately not that hectic, not hectic. Chicken, duck, much like chicken, but it swims. No chickens on the lap or whatever. But yeah, you get to Ethiopia, and man, when you hit Ethiopia, you know you're in Africa. You know you're back in Africa. Trust me, you know you're in Africa. Bangkok, sadly, there is absolutely no smoking room whatsoever. So for like 5 hours, plus the hour and a half that you've been flying, you haven't had anything to smoke. You can't smoke anything. And then you get another 8 hours to Ethiopia, which is like, yeah, chicken or beef. It is literally so. That is the question that comes to you. You get to Ethiopia, and wow, as I said, you're back in Africa. You are literally back in Africa. Fortunately, there's a smoking room in the airport in Ethiopia, but it is the foulest, stinkiest, dirtiest, filthiest little room that time forgot in the back of the airport somewhere. It is the no, not at all. Did I smuggle my vape on? No, no, I did not. I did not take the chances because of Thailand, and yeah, and I would have to have got more pods for my vape. I don't even know where my vape is at the moment. I've got pods and that. Yeah, I don't know where my vape is. So I've been smoking cigarettes, but I did get to buy. What I don't get here is my Camel Classics. So I got some Camel Classics and Lucky Strike. Luckies, which I couldn't find yet. So I've got some Lucky Strikes, and I brought back 2 cartons of Peter Stuyvesant as well. So yeah, but yeah, so yeah, I should have smuggled the vape in, I suppose, but they won't let you vape anywhere in public either. But the airport is probably Bloemfontein Airport, maybe a little bigger than Bloemfontein Airport in Ethiopia, but it was not vaguely impressed. Very expensive, very expensive. We bought a little leather keyring that had the colors of Ethiopia on, and it said Ethiopia, just to be able to say, yeah, you know what, we were in Ethiopia, yes, something from Ethiopia. And a pack of chewing gum, $15, $15 US. If I threw that into rands for you, hold on to your G string. 242 rand for a little, and I kid you not, this big a keyring and a pack of chewing gum. So we swallowed hard, paid it, and moseyed off. I don't think we did anything very much there because we weren't on for too long. I think we had a cup of coffee somewhere, which wasn't the best, but yeah. What's he got there? Ouroka, Peter Stuyvesant and Lucky Strike. Jy ken van Henda, jy ken van. Yeah, so I got my Peter Stuyvesant, and I don't get Peter Stuyvesant, yeah. It was amazing when I got to South Africa. Now I'm skipping my story, but I was like a kid in a candy store. I'll have one of those cigarettes, and then I'll have one of those. Let's try Chesterfield today, and John Rolfe tomorrow, and the next day there's actually Daniel's taking over Peter Stuyvesant, so there's like a Daniel with a Peter Stuyvesant logo on it, and oh yeah, and I bought my Camel filters, the light yellow one at duty free as well. I just don't have a box of those lying around. I don't think I've even got. Do I have Stuyvesants? No, they're over there, out of the way. I'm not going to run away now to fetch them. But yeah, Rothmans, Rothmans. No Rothmans, no Lexingtons. Yeah, but anyway, we get to Ethiopia, and that was just 2 hours. So quick, very expensive keyring and a pack of gum. Fortunately, for most of the 8 hours from Bangkok to Ethiopia, I was so tired that I actually slept the most of the way. There's like movies, everything, the whole toots. This time, I just didn't watch movies at all. I literally there and back, I didn't watch a single movie. And when I flew here in the first place, I was just watching movies. Like, yeah, movies, gotta watch them all before we land. And when we got to Hong Kong, it was like someone had dragged barbed wire over my eyes. But yeah. But no, this time, no, we're going the Ethiopian way, the cheaper way. So, of course, we get on the cattle truck at Ethiopia and we start flying to OR Tambo. And then you know you're in deepest, darkest Africa, bro. Because I tell you the best thing, we were flying back. and I'd actually paid for legroom eventually on the way back because it was actually pretty crushed. So we couldn't on the last leg get on the side in the front, so we were in the middle. It's 3 rows on each side, and then in the middle there's 3 rows. So we were sitting on these two in the middle, and then there was on the side. And next thing I heard the air hostess saying to the one woman just to the right of us, no, ma'am, you can't take this as well. This woman had tried to pack everything she could get her grubby paws on in to take with her. She had taken the sick bag, and you get little trays with your food on, and then each food has like a little plastic plate that the little sort of tinfoil containers in that you eat your food with, etc., etc. And this woman had physically taken every little plastic plate that was on the tray, shoved it into the sick bag, and packed it with her to take it with. And this air hostess was taking the bag, going, "Ma'am, you can't take this. This has to be returned to the airline." So, oh my Lord. I'd said, you know what, if I was, geez. Yeah. Marlboro, B&H, Buzzy, the B&H stuff, what's it? You sound like a smokkelaar on the right channel. You sound like an accomplice. Arbot, how's it going, buddy? Been missing your cooking programs, your South African cooking stuff. But I must say, I was enjoying the Cook Sisters. But yeah, I went, and it is about 6.5 hours from Ethiopia to our Tambo, and I don't know, the last 2 hours just felt like it just felt like 2 years. I don't know, I sort of just had enough on the way there because it was, but we got there. And you know what, if I had to do it all over again, I would. That's the bottom line. So if you're to ask me, you know what, would you not? So we would. I would do it on Ethiopian cattle trucks again if I had to as well, because that's the cheapest. And yeah, that's what everybody who's a peasant flies. You sort of like walk through business class and see these like single seats with these like little coupes and things, and it's like, oh, you know what, Mr. Marie, if you'd like to upgrade to business class for your last trip from Ethiopia to Bangkok, the 8-hour flight, we can upgrade you for $800 for the two of you. I'm like, yeah. Give you a general idea what that would cost me. A sweet 12,900, say 13,000 Rand, which of course peasants like us do not have. But yeah, we eventually get to Joburg, and then you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait some more, eventually wondering if your suitcase is ever going to come out. But they do in the end, so all's good that ends well. All's well that ends well, so to say. And grab your case and start chugging off. You are absolutely flat, and all you want is an exit door to go and find a place to have a cigarette at. Your buddy comes along with SIM cards for you. Buzzy was kind enough to tell me that if you went onto my SIM cards WhatsApp for the one that I got in South Africa, I was Ntuli, because he got pre-registered cards for us as well there. But cool beans and bananas, I was happy to be there. So we land in South Africa. And South Africa at the airport was South Africa so far. We're okay. We're elated. We're excited. We're tired. It was nice. You know what? Nothing wrong. It was actually, you know what? Our Tambo is actually a nice airport. They can do with a sign or two more. But yeah. No, not recycled cards, just pre-cycled cards. That's all. Not recycled, pre-cycled. So, yeah, friend rocks up there, cards. I'm trying to finish off my smoke. But anyway, we hastily pack in everything. Zoot off to the guest house. but we have no airtime or anything on the cards. Friend drops us off. Au revoir. Have a nice day. Guest house was actually pretty nice. It wasn't in the nicest of places in Johannesburg. It was in Alberton, in a place called Mayberry Park. It was called Mayberry Guest House. But I will very, very much suggest staying there. If I ever went back there, I would definitely stay there again. It was a lovely big room. It actually had a little kitchenette on with a stove, sink, microwave, fridge, a little sort of lounge area with a TV and that as well. So, which made it really, really, really nice. Yes, Buzzy. Mr. Ntuli. Yebo, yes. At your service. What's it? Ronaldo got his SIM card recycled. Okay. But but the guest house, as I said, was very, very nice. It was clean, and what a nice chap. What a nice chap that actually runs the guest house. His name, sorry, just trying to get up a bit. His name was Blessing, and boy, was he a blessing, because we couldn't get onto the guest house's Wi-Fi with our phones. We're tired, we're wrecked, we left there. And yes, if I can say something, you guys are expensive with data there. You know what? Your prices, as I've said before, more or less to the rest of the world is actually cheap. Your income's absolutely far below the rest of the world's, but your prices for data are far above the rest of the world. And yeah, we couldn't get onto the network. Eventually, Blessing, the owner of the guest house, on his phone loads us some airtime, but that didn't get us very far or get us to be able to do something. So once again, out of his own, he booked us an Uber to a spa, which we haven't been at. So you get quite excited because you're now going to a spa. Yeah, welcome to South Africa regarding data. Yeah, absolutely bananas. So yeah, we get quite excited. We are now going to a spa. We haven't been to a spa in a long time. And but out of his own, at his own expense, and he didn't ask for the money back at all. He booked us an Uber to a spa and arranged for the Uber driver to wait for us there and bring us back again, and never ever asked for the money back for that, even though we did offer it. So Mayberry Park Lodge, if you guys are looking for something in Johannesburg that is, it's not a 5-star hotel, but it is a beautiful little clean place with a guy that really cares and has a little, as I said, kitchenette and a little lounge area in the rooms, and that there was a nice heater in the room as well. Really, it was most comfortable and very, very pleasant. I would definitely stay there again, and I would rate Mayberry Guest House top marks for basically cost effectiveness and comfort for staying. So because we stayed 3 days there, the girls came down. Ina's daughters came up on the Friday morning, and yes, I got to see. Yeah, there we go. Shout out for Blessing, looking after Andre and Ina. He was a blessing at Mayberry Mayberry Guest Lodge. Yeah, what a super person. Yeah, sometimes you have a blessing in disguise. Yeah, and that was nice to actually have our first experience in South Africa with somebody like that. You know, it was you're so used to. And Blessing, you know what I'm sure by now you figured out was a black guy, and they're walking with their chip on their shoulder or whatever, etc., etc. There we go, Blessing in disguise, definitely. And he was just like so friendly, so helpful. He was just so down to earth and nice. You know what a wonderful person. Definitely, Mayberry Park Guest Lodge, through and through. definitely. But the next morning, Ina's daughters came up by bus, and yes, I eventually got to go and have my breakfast with Pastor Carl, my buddy Carl. It was so nice to see him again. I mean, we haven't seen each other in a very long time, and he's always been along with everyone. Hello. I'm not too sure. Is it Cameron? I'm just busy waffling away about my own escapades. So I hope I'm not boring the crap out of everybody, but I haven't prepared anything, so I'm just giving you a play-by-play story. But yes, so we get to the spa, and here's what I miss. So let's tell you what I miss. Walking into a supermarket like a Spar, and it happened to me when I walked into Pick n Pay and Checkers, and getting that actual South African food supermarket smell, because over here, even though I work into a Lucky supermarket or a Super Duper or a Thai Hut or what's one of the others that we can go to that are actually supermarkets like that. But anyway, Aeon, the smell isn't the same. You don't have that SA smell. I mean, even Johannesburg, SA air, and just driving through the suburbs, it's so open, and wow, there's pavements and things like that. A friend of mine who actually came to see us came and she pulled up onto the pavement. I said, geez, if you'd pulled into the pavement like that in Cambodia, you would have taken out 4 bikes, 2 shops, 3 cars, and 5 pedestrians at the same time, because those pavements are packed. Yes, I love that in the spas, and that freshly baked bread, Arbot. Oh, all of those things. Now that is, as I said, it was an emotional trip as well, an experience. And these are the things that what I want to try and say to you is, I know, and I'm not trying to make light of anybody's struggles or anything like that, but there are beautiful things that you have that you sometimes need to cherish there. Exactly, Arbot. Butchery boerewors smells. The actual South African, that smell, the biltong smell, the everything. It is just that is a treasure on its own to go into. So just like that was a wow, just standing there and the supermarket, the Johannesburg air was good for me. It's just like I'm not smelling some 10-year-old fish paste coming out of somewhere or something like that. So, wow, yeah, quality time with my mom. I'm coming up. It was the most beautiful, special time. I miss her dearly, and I'll get to that end as well. Got to put on airtime. Somehow the lady helped us to put airtime. We found rusks and some coffee. I found Jacob's coffee. And it's definitely Jacob's, because only Jacob can afford those things. Jacob Zuma is the only one who can afford that coffee. No person can afford that coffee except for Jacob Zuma. Flippin' expensive. But yeah, Johannesburg smog smell. Yeah, it was the loveliest smog smell. Quality time, I'll tell you now when we got there. But yeah, I just, the next morning, Coral came to pick me up for breakfast, and it was just, that open suburban, you've got pavements, you've got amazing people at the side of the road at every robot. You do not have to leave your car to buy anything. You can buy everything from your car window. You can buy a charger, you can buy sunglasses, you can buy lipstick, you can buy caps, you can buy Springbok jerseys, you can buy anything you want from the window of your car at any robot. It is amazing. And if you don't want to buy anything, you can purely donate to somebody with a cardboard board in front of him. It is, you know what? There is no ways that you need to worry about holding on to your money at the robot. It is just like, boom, at the robot. You don't need to go to a mall. You can just shop at the robot. You just carry on. And if you don't find what you're looking for at this robot, you go to the next traffic light and you stop there, and you are sure to find a fly swatter, a tube for the pool, arm wings, goggles, you name it. It's there. You want Ray-Bans. You don't need to go to specialized sunglasses hut. You will find Ray-Bans at the next robot. Definitely. You do not know how lucky you are. Yeah, that was something new, is finding beggars at the robots and that, and because I don't think you can. I think the cars and the tuk-tuks and the bikes just ride straight over them, because they like take the pavements when it's like organized chaos, and it's back into the hurried life. Omar Rusk Siggy's sounds like an old gangster plot, bro. It's exactly what I grabbed hold of. The Rusks and the Siggies. What you say? Ray-Wans, yeah. What did my friend say? Those are Bayrans that you got there. Yeah, Ray-Wans. Yeah, you get them, bro. What do you say? If you're exiled for a long time, you appreciate the small things in SA that most take for granted. It is, so true. And as I said, going for breakfast, just seeing everything, just being able to see a distance, because everything in Cambodia is really built up, and it's war-torn type of thing, and scruffy, and I'll one of these days I'll do another trip on my road, maybe back from town or something like this, and we'll just do a chat on driving back from town or something to that effect. There we go, Arbot. It's been proven that knockoff sunglasses protect better than the real ones. Sadly, that might be true. But but just the openness. Everything's open. There's pavements. There's open. Your houses are huge. Even the poor people have huge houses. Your flats are clean. I went to look at an apartment today, and the apartment was filthy. I don't know how people can actually do that to an apartment, but it was a beautiful apartment, and it had a pool and a gym in it and everything, and the whole toots, nice balcony, everything. We could afford it as well, but it is in such a bad, scruffy area. Even the guy says, there's gangsters here at night. I'm going, dude, I'm not feeling too comfortable in the day. What are you talking about the night still? I can't take this apartment. I like what it looks like. Everything that's inside I want, but take it and place it somewhere else. Find me an apartment somewhere else. So, yeah. What's Cameron got to say? True plastic's not so good, so the frames break, so you buy real Ray-Bans and put in the fake lenses. Dude, they are so cheap at those robots. You can afford to buy one every 2 or 3 months. So if they break, it's disposables, bro. It's disposables. The cool weather, loved it. I loved dying of cold, and boy, did we die of cold at places. In the guest house at Maybury Park, not a problem. As I said, Maybury Park guest house, there was a lovely heater in there for us, and we kept it going almost day and night. Having to go and stand outside and you exhale, and you don't know what is mist coming out of your mouth and what is smoke. That was great. That was absolutely, I loved it. I loved having that. We stayed at a guest house, also a very nice little place just before leaving, which was close to the airport, called Emerald Guest House. Now, they didn't have any heaters or anything in the guest house. They got tile floors, and they had sort of like water type thing that's supposed to heat up and heat the room, but it didn't. So we cocked from the cold, to say it lightly. And they have, it's quite a big guest house, so they have donkeys. I don't know if you know what donkeys are. Hendo, you should know what a donkey is. That heats water all around the guest houses, so they're like burning. So you get this like firewood burn in the air in the evening. Lovely people, lovely friendly people. We could go and buy some food there. Once again, it's economy, it's cheap. They had a shuttle. It cost us 150 Rand. The shuttle's usually free, but it was from like 5 in the morning to like 10 at night, and we needed to be at the airport like at 4 or something like that, or 20 past 4. So we had to pay 150 Rand for the shuttle to get us there. But we shat from the cold over there. But otherwise, at my aunt's place in PE, also was very cold. She had tiled floors, didn't have a heater, and we weren't going to go and like now buy a heater and put it in there and run up her electricity. So really cold, but lovely place, and also made us feel, because it's a very small place in a retirement village. So Ina and we practiced to be retirees, and it was actually really cool. I feel like retiring tomorrow. No, but anyway, I'm kidding. But I on the airline, Ethiopian Airline even gives you these like little bed socks and that. So I slept in my bed socks every night over there. But yeah, what's it? Ray-Bans. Let's see what you say there. Carte Blanche said it a couple of years ago. But yeah, the cool weather, loved it. I enjoyed the pain of the cold. Ray-Bans reminds me a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme movie named Knockoff. What you got to say? Donut Media also tested it on YouTube. Who's got a genuine pair of Oakleys from 1997 still? Yeah, they last. Nothing wrong with the real thing. Need prescription lenses in my sunglasses, and that's a problem. Yeah, the donkeys, you called it the Rhodesian boiler. There we go. But yeah, so getting back to breakfast with Carl was nice. So we ended up at, I don't know, La Luna, somewhere like that, in Alberton, Michelle Avenue. Lovely place, nice service, had a nice smack bang. South African coffee, that coffee that you gooi condensed milk in with. And we started with that. And of course, that was a nice South African breakfast. Welcome. Which is really, really cool. But yeah, after having a bit of a care and a bit of a reunion with Coral, and hopefully I can get him back on the show again. I know he's running extremely busy at the moment. He's actually, I'll tell you a bit more about it probably in another show or whatever. He's actually started Church in a Box. So you can actually do a church in your house and just, you know what, there's the video. Plug it in 30 minutes. You've got it. People can come around, have a cup of coffee with you twice a month. And it's just basically making smaller reach outs and that. But I will definitely tell you more about that as well, which is really, really cool. I also got a picture of Pastor Carl jamming the bass guitar there. He can do drums. He does piano. He does bass guitar. So I thought I would record him a bit as well. Moer coffee and condensed milk. That is it. Moer coffee, Hendo. Not Rick coffee. No. Not Rick coffee. Sis. Gaga, poefie, spoeg uit. So, old Scully coffee. Yeah. There we go. So, yeah, the afternoon I cruise off to Mall of the South. Also nice. You know what, our malls, we have 2 or 3 malls here that are sort of like big and everything like that. But South Africa, you're far ahead in a westernized country. You have such a Western country that is, once again, you know, you've got open roads to drive in. I could get behind the wheel of a car, go onto a highway and actually do 120, 130 in a vehicle. You know what? In Cambodia, if you get to go over 30, you're an accident waiting to happen. You can't. And I'm talking about main roads even. We get to 60, it's like speeding on a main road. In town, forget going over 30. Your tuk-tuk, your scooter, your car, whatever, organized chaos, it's an absolute narrow road. You know what? I know my friend said to me, he said, you know what? You're not being exposed to where the roads are absolutely jacked and potholed, etc. But because I was exposed to the road from the airport to Alberton guest house to middle of Alberton to Mall of the South, which, yeah, there was a hole here and there, but and some padding on the roads and things to that effect. But, you know, not the worst ones that I've seen before. 120 kilometers till you end up in a motion pothole. Well, this is what I'm talking about. I was very, very much not exposed to possibly that. And as I said, just once again, driving to the mall, the feeling around just an openness. Your malls are got like these huge passages. Where Cambodia would be used to having more. We make use of every little space you have and can find. Hence the reason in Phnom Penh it's difficult to find a pavement to walk on. Because if there's space in the pavement, whoops, there's a shop over there, there's a bike park there, there's a car over there, or there's washing hanging on there or something. Then no, pavement space cannot just be open, bro. It's space, it's used. Yeah, getting into the mall. One of the strangest things, of course, was running into Pick n Pay and going, my mask, and then realizing Saffers don't give a damn about masks. So that's cool. I really enjoyed not having to worry about a mask at all. Of course, we got back to Cambodia and had to immediately invest in another 2 boxes of masks. Because even though we can walk around with masks outside and that, when you go into a stall, though it's getting less and less now, but definitely at school as well. Oh, no, geez. If you've not been down a street in a long time, they've put up speed bumps. Yeah, I found that in Port Elizabeth. With your ride, I was eventually riding so slow that people were getting hacked with me because I just wasn't too sure. And those white lines on the speed bumps, they've worn off. So you sort of just like hit it, and I'm not driving with my car. What's he say? Kronstadt is more interested in installing speed bumps than fixing potholes. Yeah. I found a lot of speed bumps in Port Elizabeth as well. Definitely found a lot of speed bumps in Port Elizabeth. But yeah, I got my bank account sorted out in South Africa at last. Because the only way I could look at it was on this old Howie phone, and I spent a good probably 3 hours in the bank to get it there. It was actually cool. This is like sort of long line of chairs in the bank that you were like sitting in at the bank, and there's this one priest, but it must be like a Catholic priest or whatever, because he's a nice big chubby fellow with a lovely, beautiful, kind smile on his face and that proper silver gray hair, that absolutely. And what a friendly chap. And he was in front of us and he's sitting there, and I'm sitting there behind him, and he says, I said, whoa, it was a bit of a queue to get through here. And he's like, yeah, I don't get out much, only like once in about 4 months or so. He says, but the queue goes by. I just sit and do my rosary a couple of times as I'm going through the queue. And he's got his, the queue moved on and we made a turn, and I looked at him and I smiled as we were going forward, and he just held up his rosary, and then it sort of like went on a little quite quicker. And as he moved to the seat, the next seat that was to wait for the next person. As he moved, the next person moved, and he went in, and I looked at him. I said, Father, pass me that rosary. It worked for you. I think I could try 1 or 2 myself. And he just smiled. So we carried in. But he sat there with his rosary going, I thought, oh, you know what? If you want a queue to go fast, guys, grab hold of a rosary and start counting your blessings. But yeah, once again, in South Africa, the Pick n Pay, the smell of the Pick n Pay, your restaurants that you walk past. Now, I know you can't afford to go in, but the nice thing is you can actually smell the good smells of the restaurant as you walk past them. I'm kidding. But, it is different to the food. Yeah. Obviously, we've grown up with the food in South Africa, and Cambodians have grown up with the food. Yeah. But the food, yeah, is just like a blandy smell to me. If you get a good smell, yeah, then you're lucky, and you like sort of like stick your nostril onto it or something. But there, you walk past your Spurs, your Ocean Baskets, your Steers, your whatever, and it's just like, wow, it's this aroma. And as I said, once again, walking into Pick n Pay or even Game or something like that, it's just this different kind of smell. It's very clean, openly smell that you have this openness. I did find that a mall actually got me a little anxious as well, because the smell of a mall got me back into the times when I was stuck working in malls, being abused by people from morning till night. Yeah, I had comfort food memories, definitely. But yeah, and of course, I had such a headache, and then ran into the Pick and Pay, and this light shone. It was like the sea that opened in front of me, and this light shone straight down the path, and at the end of this path rose a box of grandpas. So we had no more headache that afternoon because we found grandpas. Something I don't get here, something I do miss, which is bad for you. And I loved having to being able to just take my grandpa. But yeah, Spur was, of course, your natural go-to South African steakhouse, which was really nice as well there. The Saturday afternoon, we sorted that out. The Friday afternoon, Pick n Pay used to work for them as cashier in the 1990s. Then at least you used to have a good smell around you, huh? Well, give you everybody starts somewhere. My wife Ina, she started in security in Checkers, I think it was. Sometimes to put the food on the table, you got to put the food on the table. But it's just, yeah, we have these like open spaces. It's really open. Yeah, and that's why I'm holding on to every bit of grandpa that I still have brought back to from South Africa. But yeah, the Friday evening, I had some friends wanting to come visit as well, so it put a great pace on me, trying to get to see everyone, and they came through to me, and they said, "Let's do something that we haven't done for a long time." You're cool. What do we do? Russian and chips. If you heat grandpa using a lighter, it's super glue. Never tried to stick anything together with a grandpa before, so I don't know. It seems to stick my brain cells together if I have a headache. I know it's not good, but that stuff used to fix a lot more than just sticking stuff together for me when I used to be in SA. But Jack and Cindy and the two kids came to us. Jack and I went off. And this lovely white paper, slop chips, Russians, vinegar, over salted, wrapped up for us. Absolute cardiac arrest in a white paper wrapped up, but wow. There we go. Yeah, you do what you have to do to get ahead and survive. Agreed. It was really a nice visit with them and down memory lane because we often used to go and visit them when we lived in South Africa. And once again, even then we couldn't afford much, and then we'd all club together and get these papers of Russian and chips. So we had that. You know what? That's something I didn't bring with Mrs. Ball's chutney. I don't have that yet. We do have some Nando's sauces, but I don't like Nando's that much. Or about old school Portuguese Russian and chips. I'm telling you, we got as close as possible to that, but you can't beat. It's heartburn, a heart attack, coronary arrest, whatever you want to call it, wrapped up all in one. And I'm telling you, it is the nicest Kuier visit that you can have around one place. Just over salted, some more Coke in there. Mind you, I did have Coke Zero. And then go out into the cold for a lekker John Rolfe. Yeah. Fresh slop chips and fish. I'll pay anyone a £50 for it. There we go. Cameron, I miss Portuguese salt and vinegar chips. There we go. So yeah, that was a good Friday evening, and eventually got attention. I woke up Saturday morning. My buddy, really good friend of mine, the one that I actually speak to quite often here in Cambodia, phoned me from South Africa, and I was a little what's that? No, I didn't try Burkola. I didn't get around to it. Everything was really, really fast. And something that did hit me in South Africa is everybody is in such a freaking hurry and so angry. It's just, I don't know if I should try and put this thing straight. I'm trying to keep a voortrekker. I'm trying to keep a voortrekker look, yeah. Jack. Now I've skewed it. Oh, well, you're just going to have to deal with me being skewed. But everybody seems to be in this hurry when they're driving. You know, the ladies are all on top of their steering wheels, driving this way, and or else they're out and that way, and they're all like really angry. It's like, relax. Life's happening. Life's happening. And it's, wow. And then when you're in the shopping centers and you actually see people shopping at a Spar or Pick n Pay and Checkers, it's almost heartbreaking because you can almost see the pain on people's faces as they're trying to shop and trying to make it. So it's like a painful, angry, rushing people. It was really something that I picked up. And I'm, of course, as they would say in Afrikaans, skering almal onder dieselfde kam. I'm making a general observation. I don't want to say that everybody was like that, but it just came across that your mind buying something again. It was really, wow. Yeah, Safa's stressed out and running around to survive. Is it Mozambique peri chips? So people forgot how to drive during lockdown. Yeah, even when they're not driving, it's like walking and running around. They like just these sort of seems like highly strung people, and I suppose it's what lockdown does to you or whatever. But it's because bosses rush everyone and they're shopping in their lunchtime and have to get back to work. Yeah, loves BI, Barky vids, always share it. Yeah, you always make sure that you see him giving the money. But yeah. So Saturday morning, my good friend, and I'm a little bit distressed about this one, comes to fetch me, and I'm not feeling well. I've had a headache since 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't get rid of this thrashing headache. And about 10 o'clock, he pitches up. We're sitting, we chatting till about 11 in the lounge area. And then off we go. We went to some place in Meyerton, Buffels, something, Villa Bliksums, I don't know, Buffels Pub and Grill. And we have one drink. Yeah, I'm not feeling lekker. We have another drink. And I'm not feeling lekker at all. Next thing I said to him, second, toilet. And I was just hurling my lungs out. I come back. He says, well, I guess we better eat something. I'm like looking at the menu going, I'll have that. I'm sort of like trying to choose the like most leanest, smallest sort of piece of steak type of thing. And he's looking at me, he says, listen, I don't want to be funny, but you're getting paler and paler. And I said to him, look, I don't want to be funny, but I'm feeling worse and worse. Eventually, we don't get to eat anything. He gets to drag me to a chemist. And there, the chemist takes me into the like sort of clinic room or whatever, does blood pressure. My blood pressure's through the sky. He's like, what? I said, you know what? I'm just like, this tense. You couldn't put a flipping needle up my ass with a 10-pound jackhammer. I'm so tense at the moment. And yeah, I'm just like sick, headache, can't keep anything down. So eventually he's like, look, let's take the blood pressure 3 more times. Okay, now this looks absolutely horrendous. Gives me like 5 tablets of blood pressure, a couple more for like just chilling down or whatever, etc. Says, right, you got to come back on Wednesday. This is Saturday. I'm like, not going to happen. I'm flying out to PE on Monday morning. So he writes a whole lot of things there, and he says, you got to take us to a doctor. So sadly, I'm off home that afternoon and I'm into bed, and that's where I stayed for the rest of Saturday. Yeah, no, I did. It was not cool at all. Russian revenge. Arbot, if only it was Russian revenge, dude. Maalox or what's that other stuff, Rennies or anything like that could have sorted it out. But yeah, that wasn't cool. Yeah, no, it was pretty dreadful. It's Russian roulette, yeah. I was just so sick because Carl still said, well, you'll fetch me for church on Sunday morning. Eventually I woke up Sunday morning and I'm still got this headache and I'm not feeling too well. But so I phoned Carl. I said, don't fetch me for church. I don't think I'm going to make it. Just leave it. So that's a pity, but not a problem. And I messaged him. I said, well, I'm not too sure. And eventually, you guys have got this app in South Africa called Bolt, which is very similar to our Grab app here. It's like Uber, but it's called Bolt. And the girls got us to use that. So eventually I decided, look, you know what, I've got to make it to church. Ina was going to spend the last morning with her girls because they were leaving at lunchtime. And I got hold of a Bolt and bolted off to church for the morning. And boy, was I pleased to do so, because you know what? In my own way, I can say, you know what, people often say you don't need to go to church, you don't need to do this, etc. But you can watch it on TV, and yeah, you know what, we watch Pastor Carl and them on TV on Sundays. But nothing beats being there. Nothing beats being there. Nothing beats being. I have always said, you know what, surround yourself with like-minded people, or surround yourself with people that will lift you up. And then, yes, unfortunately, you've got to be able to find a church that's not going to be a bunch of snotholes that are judging you. Unfortunately, that is also the, what's the name? I don't know. There. That's the app. And it comes out like this, and then where to at the bottom. But so yeah, but it actually did me the world of good to go to church. It was just lovely being amongst the people who were like really so kind and happy to see you, and you know, just doing a little bit of praise and worship with everybody around you was really special. And I actually felt a lot better and a little bit more relaxed and everything from there. And afterwards I sat down and had a cup of coffee with Carl again, who has, I must actually show you, has given me some of his books, and I must actually tell you where to get the book if you are looking for it. It is only in Afrikaans. I'm going to read it and hastily try and translate it as well so that we can get it into English. But yeah, I need to actually read the book first because I've picked up another book that I'm reading at the moment. But after that, yeah, he dropped me off. And then as we were waving bye to the girls, in drove some more friends of ours as well. So we're going to the next level again. Cameron, what's it? We know where you live. Bolt is Uber's rival. Yeah, apparently so. What do you say? Might need that in SA. You got the link, Cameron. Okay, yeah. But anyway, both the drivers, I mean, the Uber driver that we had the Thursday evening and the Bolt driver that I had on the Sunday morning were both such nice guys. It was, you know what, I can't complain about either. But we got some friends, and I don't know where I put my little mat. They actually gave us a mouse pad with a picture of when we were out together at, and I will show it to you if I can't get it now. I'll show it to you next week. We were all together and we had like Rasta hairstyles. We put Rasta wigs on. We were all together, and there was this like, and at the pot, something about friends being far apart, but never far in heart, and things like that, which was really, really very special. And yeah, we spent the afternoon with them. And then it came to time, like we've now got to say bye to go and move to the other guest house. And then next thing, I saw them packing my cases into their car, and I said, "No, what are you doing now?" No, and they came from Thunderbell Park. They said, "No, we're going to take you to your guest house." And that was near the OR Tambo airport. So, of course, yeah, not wanting to say goodbye, they took us to our guest house there, and a couple of smokes and chats later, they said cheers, and we were sleeping, and in the cold place, we got cold, woke up at Sparrow Fart the next morning at 3 in the morning to go to OR Tambo Airport and catch SA Airlink, which is still a pretty nice air service, I must say. I really quite enjoyed SA Airlink. I enjoyed the flight. Planes were clean. The air hostesses were nice, or host, whatever. I didn't really pay attention. The flight was nice. The food was nice. I think you get like either you can get, I think, hot scrambled eggs or something, etc., or you can, if you don't want, you can have a apple strudel or something to that effect. I just want coffee in the morning at that stage. But yeah, touchdown in PE at 7:45 on Monday morning. And yeah, I don't know, I must actually probably send the photo across so that you can see photo of Mum and I. I didn't take many photos at all. I wasn't there to take photos. I'm not one that remembers to take photos. One would swear I'm a non-YouTuber or something to that effect. But let me try and send one to my... Sorry, I'm just wanting to send it to my Telegram saved messages, and I can show you a photo of Mum and I. But yeah, the most special time was Saturday morning. My cousin actually offered to come and fetch us and take us to my aunt's retirement home in a retirement sort of like complex, which is absolutely lovely. I wish that I could one day afford to do that, but I don't think that is going to be my possibility at all. Let me see if I can move this thing over to that side. And we went down to Mum. And of course, this little old lady coming up the sort of the passage, it called her, and she's coming up the passage with her walker. And wow, it was really, really special. There we go. To see Mum again. That's me and my mom. And that is basically her little room. She has basically her room. From there, she shares it. A little carpet, a side table, a cupboard over here, and a cupboard there. And that's her little side of the room. It's like, wow, you know what? It's only this part of the room. I said, Mom, you can't maintain anything more than that. That's just perfect. I don't know if I got any more. But I said to her, you know what, that's just wonderful. You know, you don't... I'll send you one of Ina and Mom as well. So you can see that Ina was there too. Take that out. Sorry, I know I'm wasting your time at the moment, but yeah. and there was Ina and Mom. So either Mom's quite tall or Ina's very short. But yeah, the two of them are. And that's her little walker that you can't see over there, and her cell phone there. And yeah, I loved the cold. I loved the cold. But yeah, that was very, very special to us. So with trying to get to see people, I mean, I had to see another chap that we had to take papers and money for, etc., etc. We got to meet DVD's parents as well, his mom, and that as well. And we went for supper with my cousin and them as well. And we went to go and see another friend of ours. And Mom was ecstatic. Mom was ecstatic to see us. And we tried to do as much as what we could do and spend as much time as what we could together. But you know what? It's never enough. It's never enough. Because the time that you spend together, you don't think of the time that you're going to have to say goodbye until you get to the Tuesday afternoon that you're going to move to the road lodge because you're flying out at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then you've got to say goodbye and you've got to turn around and leave. And it's the last time you dropping her off and you walking her to her room and you sitting her down there and saying, you know what, now it was really good. Look after yourself, keep healthy. You know what, we definitely want to come and see you again, and we'll phone you on Sunday night. And then getting into my aunt's little white car and driving off again. What was absolutely amazing. It was amazing spending that time with my mom. I am so pleased that we got to spend that time with her. And, you know, for those of you who have parents, I think Hendo can probably vouch with me. If you got parents that you see every day or that you still got around you, you're pretty lucky. You know, I would say that you are pretty lucky. And sometimes you just need to give them a big hug and a big kiss and for no reason say I love you. Because and as I said, I think Hendo can attest as well. You know, I at one stage was trying to think of every reason and possibility of getting back to South Africa. Because, you know what, wouldn't it be better to get back there? Couldn't I get back there? What could I do if I get back there? You have no idea the privilege you have of seeing your parents, whether it be once a day, whether it be once a week, whether it be once a month. Guys, that's one thing. If you're South African and you're at least able to see your family, your parents, your mom, dad, appreciate it. Because, yeah, as Enda says, they're extremely damn lucky. You know, I almost regretted the times that I wasn't able to see my mom, where we were running around the stores or shops. We got some clothing for Ina and things like that. That's Ina as well. Yes, they're lucky to still have their parents, love them and treasure them. Elbow cough, indeed. We're busy saying goodbye, Mr. Pastor Yube. I've already told them all the bad things about how you dragged me and fed me railway coffee and stuff like that and threw condensed milk down my throat. And yeah, well, seeing as Carl is here, let's see if I can actually find that photo of him so that we can prove that he actually is in a church somewhere. And he does. Yeah, let's see if I can send this. I'm going to be finishing off here. The other nice thing was seeing my brother. He came through the Wednesday that we were in Johannesburg. He just pulled out all the stops to actually come and see us, and he did, and Mom made it possible as well. And yeah, as I said, there's times and things that you really got to be grateful for things. And your brother and your mother and your father are people that you know what you got there. Australian YouTube channels, Sushi Mango. Look them up and look for old school fish and chips. Some memories there. Orbot's still stuck on the what's the name? But let's show you a picture of Pastor Carl in action. This is from my very own camera. Oh, wait. We didn't share with sound. Let's remove that. Stop sharing. You can at least share. You think the man just stands up there and voices his opinion? Other than that, he does also play. So there's Pastor Carl. Not just a pretty face, charging royalty fees, beautiful church, beautiful people. As I said, I was talking earlier on about the experience royalty. I'm going to charge you advertising fees, bro. He's quite cool. He gets into his right, and it's so nice. And the church in a box I was talking about, guys, which I'll tell you more about, is in English as well. So you've actually got him talking English, and the lesson is in English. And I don't know. Okay, there we go. I think we've boosted Pastor Coral enough there. But yeah, so that was the Sunday there. So we got through that. But yeah, the feeling, the openness, the air. As I said, people just seemed very rushed, angry, painful when they're buying things. But everything is open. My brother came through, and he was just running behind us on Wednesday because we were running through the stores going, oh, I need to buy this for so-and-so and Frisco coffee for you. And I brought 3 cans of Zambuck and 3 pots of camphor oil, camphor cream, and, just trying. And of course, as you can see, I found the indulgence. I'm going back to gym tomorrow. I took this week off, and I'll be going back to gym tomorrow because what's the name? It was awesome just seeing you there again, Carl. On the Saturday I got back, I was ashes because I was so hot. So after taking the Ethiopian cattle truck back to Ethiopia and Bangkok and getting back here, and then suddenly, you speak to your mom and she says, I missed you. It's all good as long as you're happy. And she says she sat out in the sun in a little walker at the front gate by the fence, and she was watching these little white cars. There were about 3 little white cars that came by. And every time she just wished that maybe one of those little white cars would be us again this time, knowing obviously that we're not there. But so, you know what? On Saturday, I was pretty much ashes. I would have done anything to have moved back to South Africa. Anything. If I could have had a job, if I could have had a house, if I could have had a life, I would do it in a heartbeat. So if you're in South Africa and you have the privilege of being able to see your friends, being able to see your family, being able to see your parents, be it a mom, be it a dad, be it mom and dad, being able to breathe the air, being able to just have openness around you. You know what? Just being able to be. I think, the smell of, I know you can't afford everything in a supermarket, but just the clean smell of walking into a supermarket and knowing you still have a clean Western country. I know I was very fortunate we didn't get load shedding at all. And guess what? Last night, we had an hour of lights out here where I am. Massive. No load shedding there. We come back to here. But there are so many things that you think the lucky ones are out of Africa. If you just look around you, and I'm not trying to say that you're not struggling, I'm not trying to say that you're not having a hard time. I'm not trying in the least to say that. But what I'm saying is, just try and look at yourself one morning and just say, what am I grateful for this morning? Just find something. Once you start finding things to be grateful for, you'll be amazed. And put yourself amongst those people that feel the same as you, that feel that gratitude. As I said, I love watching Pastor Carl on church, although he was away last weekend. This weekend I had people, so I will be watching now still. I do apologize. But even then, Pastor Eddie did a stunning message. But it does not compare to being there, to surrounding yourself with actual flesh of people, whether it be the people that lift you up, whether it be the people that are your family, your flesh and blood. And, I was heartbroken on Saturday. And the week has made it a bit better, and obviously going into work and stressing about work and having things, you kind of sort of suddenly forget about things again. As I can agree, you in South Africa sometimes just take everything for granted because life makes you forget about things. But just being there, the emotion, the feeling, the people, the smells, the openness, the freedom, being near to your family and your friends, being able to stretch your arms and spin around in fresh air. I know the poorest of the poorest people still put a piece of wash on a fire sometimes. You know what? You maybe not do it every day or every week, but once in a month or so, you have that privilege to smell that smell. Once in a while, you're able to share a cup of coffee with a friend that you sometimes took for granted. So many times when you went for breakfast. And Hendo can attest, when you look and you go, maybe I can make a plan to go back. Just maybe I can make a plan to live and experience that again. You realize that it's a holiday that you went on. Your hands were free. That if I went back there, if I was lucky enough to find work or employment there, it would be not very high income. South Africa in general has got low income. I would be probably surviving day to day, month to month. I wouldn't be able to do for my mom what I was able to do there and here. I wouldn't be able to share with people as I was able to share and be and see as much as what I did there then than if I came from here. So, yeah, It's easy to take things for granted, Hendo. You're right. As I said, it was easy to take a breakfast with a friend that we had every now and again for granted. Because I knew that we'd sometimes, a week or two go by or whatever, doing lighting, whatever, we must go for breakfast again. Sure, we'll pop down Tuesday. Or we'll go Saturday or whatever. But all of a sudden, it's a special moment. You know what, where you lived in the same country as your mom and you knew you'd see her next month or you'd be able to see her in a month or two's time, even if she was in a different city, and you could phone her all the time. But I knew at a drop of a hat, if there was anything wrong there, I could always I'd get there somehow. Even if I didn't have the money, somehow I'd get there. I could hike if I had to. There's no ways I can do that, yeah. However, you tend to be able to do more, yeah, than what you can there. And as I said, if anyone has the opportunity for me at the drop of a hat, I think media mayhem makes a big mash out of a lot of pain. It rides the pain of people, and that is why people are paying so much more, because it makes you focus on your pain. It makes you focus on what is not possible. It makes you focus on so much. And I know that, you know what, by no means am I making light of your struggles. I know that so many of you on this channel, which I so appreciate you guys, suffer far bigger challenges than what I have far bigger pains than what I have. But I also know that as I have taken so much for granted in life, so have you. And sometimes it helps us carry lighter. Half a bottle of water. I don't have half a bottle of water. Here's half. Here's half. It's right there. It's half. So half a bottle. Half a bottle. What is significant about half a bottle? What is significant about half this bottle? What is significant? Half. It's half. I have a question. Do you know what my question would be? Most people would think, is it half full or is it half empty? My question's not that. My question is, how heavy is this bottle half full of liquid? How heavy? And the answer is, it's irrelevant. If I hold this bottle up for a few seconds or a minute or two and I put it down again, it's not very heavy. If I hold this bottle up here for an hour or two, it starts getting heavier. If I hold this bottle for 12 to 24 hours, it starts getting really, really heavy if I don't put it down. It starts, if I hold this for a few days, this starts feeling like the heaviest piece of iron I have ever carried in my life if I hold this bottle up like this. If I hold this bottle, which I need to hold up, but I put it down every now and again for a while, and then I pick it up again. It's not that heavy to hold. Although I have to hold this bottle, it is much easier to hold if I put this bottle down sometimes and then pick it up again. So once again, I'm not telling you that your problems aren't important, that your problems aren't drastic and that they're not dire. But our worries, and I'm speaking to you as a student, not a master, because this is something that I'm sort of trying to focus on as well for myself. Our worries, our stresses, our concerns, our pain, our heartache is like this bottle. We have to hold them. We have to take responsibility for them. We have to work with them. It's what we have. But sometimes at night, we need to just put them down for a while and maybe count a blessing or two. Go to sleep counting your blessings and relax. Because tomorrow morning, you're going to pick up your bottle again. It's still going to be there. They're not going to go away. No positive thinking is going to make it go away. Yes, keep a positive outlook, but no positive thinking is going to make this bottle go away. But it's going to make it easier to carry your bottle if you learn to put it down sometimes. And that's what I'm trying to tell myself. Because with work, especially with school, with problems coming up all over the place and dealing with it, my bottle gets very heavy because I refuse to let go of it. And I'm like this, I'm dealing with this, it's my problem, and what am I going to do? Sometimes I've just got to put that bottle down. Why can't I go back to South Africa? It's not possible at the moment. It just isn't. Would I go back if I had the opportunity? Of course. Would Hendo go back if he had the opportunity? I think in a heartbeat. I think Hendo would shout for the All Blacks if he could go back to South Africa. Well, they would never do that. But all I'm saying is, guys, for a whole day or two, and even a little bit after that, and even now, when I have to sit down in a quiet time and think about it, it's really pretty heart sore when I've got to see what I've left behind. And I saw good people. I saw people struggling, and I saw people trying, and I've seen pain in people's eyes and anger in people's eyes. And I've seen an open space, and I've seen a land of opportunity, a beautiful country, run by an incompetent government. I don't believe South Africa will allow that to go on forever. Somewhere, your country is too strong to let go of its roots. And whether you never see it grow, whether you, the person who planted the seed today, so that your grandchildren have the shade of the tree when you're not around anymore, so be it. I might not see South Africa thrive, but I'd like to appreciate what I can still while I can appreciate it. I miss it. Yeah. Carrying too much is dead emotional weight. Put down your cup. Put down your bottle sometimes. Yes, you own it and you've got to pick it up. Why did I leave? It happened. I shouldn't have in the first place. I don't know. but you can't make different decisions when you're in a place. I loved it. The Cook sisters were great. The railway coffee was fantastic. Breakfast with a friend, lunch with a friend, supper with the family, and to touch my mother's hand and to hug her and to tell her I love her. I hope you put down your glass long enough to appreciate being able to hug somebody, love them, and just appreciate for a little while. And when you pick up that glass, it's not going to be gone, but it should be a little bit lighter to carry. Thanks to Ronaldo for the caps again. Thanks to Alison for trying so hard. I know you were ill at the same time and everything. It was really, really brilliant. For everyone who messaged me, Buzzy, who's doted over us like a mother hen, taking care of us left, right, and center. Hendo, who I can so much relate with. Arbot, who's always keeping the blink on poor. Cameron, man of wisdom, you have more than what you know. You guys are so much more than what you know. So thank you very, very much from my side. I'll be back next week to talk some more. I don't know what. I'll see. But Africa, South Africa, was a beautiful emotion that I have not forgotten, missed, and will always cherish. And if I can get back, sure I would. Would I get back irresponsibly? No. Funnily enough, let me finish with a bit of a... I bought a devotional, my little Christian devotional in South Africa, because you can't get it here. In a Buddhist country, you don't find Christian devotional. Your kumbooks, your whatever Christian bookshops, you don't find. So I bought a devotional, and I read on Thursday night, I think it was. And I was reading, and the one piece was about Saul, who wouldn't wait for the prophet to come and do the offering, and his military was getting less, and his the enemy was getting higher, and he didn't wait, and he decided he'll just do it all himself, and boom, he lost his whole kingdom because he didn't wait. Funnily enough, I listened to Uncle Angus Buchanan's little pieces that he sends. You can sign up for it on WhatsApp or Telegram. And I usually listen to the previous day's ones the next morning on the way to work. And I listened to his work. And in that same message again was exactly the same thing. Where Paul or Saul, I think it was Paul or Saul, didn't wait for the prophet to come and do the sacrifice, and his men was getting less and the enemy was getting more, and he went ahead and did it himself, and he lost his whole kingdom for that. So somewhere along the line, I need to learn to be patient and wait. Doesn't mean be helpless. As I said, even David had to pick up a stone. But that was just a little profound on messages for me. That one was for free. Cha-ching. Guys, for all your support, thank you very much. You're all awesome people. Put down your glass and pat yourself on the back for that. You all have awesome qualities. You all have major challenges in your life. I know that. But if there's one person that you're holding up, is me. So if you're doing one good thing in your life, this dude over here is balancing on top of you, counting on you guys. Thank you very much. Take care. Be good. If you can't be good, be kind. Cheers.